what's happening in Japan this year's sakura. So the cherry blossoms this year in Japan seem to be blooming much faster than other years. I'll read through this article. I'll tell you what it means. I'll give you a few phrases you can use, and you can learn from reading the news. My name's Joe, and I've been teaching Japanese for more than 15 years. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Kotoshi no sakura wa. This is the headline. Kotoshi no sakura. This year's, kotoshi is this year, sakura, the cherry blossoms. And then wa, you've definitely heard before. Wa, leaving it like this is like headline when you see clickbait with a question mark. This isn't clickbait, it is just the headline, but that's how they do it in Japanese. Kotoshi no sakura wa, and then we're left wondering, oh, what about this year's sakura? Then that's just the image. Here's the actual headline: Sakura. Itsumo no toshi yori hayaku sakisou. So itsumo no toshi, itsumo is always, every year, yori more than, hayaku faster than every year, sakisou. So sakimasu is to bloom. Drop the mas and add so, sakisou becomes seems to bloom. You could use this with other verbs, with all the verbs. Ikiso means it seems to be going. Tabeso seems to be eating. So you drop the mas, add so, seems to be. Kotoshi wa sakura ga itsumo no toshi yori hayaku sakisou desu. This year, the cherry blossoms seem to be blooming much faster than every other year. Tenki yohou o suru kaisha nado wa sakura ga itsu saku ka yoso shite imasu. So there's weather forecasts. Companies that do weather forecasts and others, nado is etc. So companies, kaisha. What type of kaisha? Companies that do weather forecasts. Yoso is to predict. Yoso shite imasu. They predict when. Sakura ga itsu saku ka. They predict when the cherry blossoms bloom. Then, 日本気象協会は今年一番早く咲くのは東京と福岡で3月20日だと言っています。日本気象協会. That's the Japan Weather Association. What is it doing? It's saying something. と言っています. It's saying this stuff. 今年一番早く咲くのは the places that are blooming the fastest this year are Tokyo and Fukuoka. Tokyo to Fukuoka there. And it'll happen on March the 20th. The 20th of March, I like to say. Osaka wa 24日に咲くと言っています. And then in Osaka, it'll happen on the 24th. That's what the Japan Weather Association is saying. 日本気象協会は1月にとっても寒い日があって、2月に暖かい日が多かったので、いつもの年より早く咲きそうだと言っています。So the Japan Weather Association is saying that because in January there were many very cold days, then in February there was many very warm days, then that explains why this year the cherry blossoms are blooming much faster, or faster than other years. 別の会社 Weather Map は so another company called Weather Map, like Weather Map, they say this と言っています. They say this stuff. 東京で3月16日、福岡で17日、大阪で22日に咲く. So they're predicting that in Tokyo the sakura will bloom March the 16th, in Fukuoka the 17th, and in Osaka the 22nd. It's amazing to me that in Japan, in the weather report, they tell you whether it's going to be cloudy or raining, and then tell you the predictions of when the sakura will bloom, when the cherry blossoms will bloom. I had the great pleasure of going to Hanami, that is flower viewing in Japan, where you go to the park, have some nice food with friends, and just enjoy the utter beauty of the sakura. And knowing when this will happen means you can predict it. So it comes on the news and you see a map of Japan and images showing when the sakura will bloom. And there's many companies apparently that do this job. So that's uniquely Japanese, I'm sure. Cherry blossoms and maybe the chrysanthemum as a representation of the emperor are the national flowers of Japan. What are the national flowers of your country? For me, it's the wattle, gold and green. That's why the Australian Olympic clothes and sports clothes are green and gold. That's for the wattle, one of our famous flowers. I'd love to hear about the national flowers of where you're from. I hope that was helpful. I hope you learnt something from the news. Ja, sayonara.